We are ready to install Windows Server 2016 on our VM. First, we need to mount or attach the ISO we downloaded earlier to our VM, and then we can launch the VM and begin the installation. Right-click on the VM and choose Settings. Select the Storage tab and click on the empty disk icon, followed by the disk drop-down list on the right-hand side of the screen. Select Choose Virtual Optical Disk File. Browse to the Windows Server ISO that we downloaded earlier and select Open. Now you will see the ISO is mounted to the VM. Click OK to close the settings window. The next time that we power on the virtual machine, it will boot to the CD and we can begin the installation. To power on the virtual machine, right-click on the VM in the inventory and select Start, Normal Start. The VM will now begin to load the Windows installation files. This shouldn't take more than a few minutes. Once the files have loaded, you'll be prompted to select your language and keyboard input method. I will select the default options and click Next. On the next screen, choose the Install Now and you will be brought to the OS installation screen. Now, if you've installed Windows Server 2012, right away you're going to notice that unlike Windows Server 2012, there is no option for Server with a GUI or Server Core. Instead, Server with a GUI is now called Desktop Experience. Now, if you do not select one of the Desktop Experience options, then you're going to install what's known as Server Core. Server Core is an advanced option that only allows users to interact with the server on a command line basis. Now, you might ask, why would you ever want to install Server Core? And the reason for this is that since there's no graphical user interface, the server is much more lightweight and less resource intensive. Now, unlike in Server 2012, where the data center and standard versions contain the exact same set of features and the only difference was licensing capabilities, this is no longer the case. As before, with the standard edition, you cannot have more than 2 operating system environments. Also, like before, the data center version allows you to install unlimited operating system environments. Now, unlike before, the data center version also includes 3 new features not included with standard. The first feature is in regards to storage, and it includes Storage Spaces Direct and Storage Replica. The second feature is shielded virtual machines and a host guardian service, which basically means more secure virtual machines with Hyper-V. The third is a new networking stack, which basically means better network performance. This is important for you to know because unlike before where standard and data center were exactly the same, only limiting how many installs and operating system environments you could have, there's actually real differences between standard and data center. For this course, we're going to select the Windows Server 2016 Data Center Evaluation Desktop Experience. On the next screen, accept the licensing agreement and click Next. On the following screen, you'll be prompted for the installation type. If you already have Windows Server 2012 installed, you may choose Upgrade. Upgrades can be nice as they will keep your files and settings intact if possible. However, even Microsoft claims that you should install a fresh or custom install if at all possible. In my experience, I've never had a single upgrade work without having things break later on. Since this is a new VM and we do not have Windows Server 2012 already installed, we have to choose Custom, Install Windows Only, Advanced. On the next screen, you'll be asked to choose where you want to install the operating system. If you have more than one hard disk drive mounted to the VM, then you will see them listed here. Note that it is possible to create partitions, which are subdivisions of your hard disk file, if you like by selecting the drive and choosing the New button and entering the size of the new partition. We have no need to do this, so just click Next and continue the installation. Now the installation of Windows Server 2016 will actually begin. This install generally takes at least 20 minutes, so now is a good time to take a break and wait for the installation to finish. I'm going to speed up this video so that you don't have to sit here for 20 minutes and watch my installation go. If you would like, you can pause this lecture and wait for your installation to finish and then come back to this lecture and resume. The next thing that we're going to do is create a password for the administrator account and then we'll be brought to the login screen. Once the installation is complete, you will be prompted to enter the password for the built-in account administrator. It is very important that you don't forget this password, so make sure you write it down if your work policy allows or memorize it and click Finish. The computer installation will finish and you'll be brought to the login screen. You may log in with the administrator credentials you just created by pressing Right Control and Delete. Enter the new password and press Enter. Now you should see the Windows desktop. That's it for this lecture. Great job, and I will see you in the next one.